Hi, this is John from Final Cut Pro classes, and this tutorial is about using Audition in Final Cut Pro. A lot of people don't know about Audition, but it's really an awesome feature that can really help your editing and maybe make it a little more fun. So let's get started. For instance, I have these clips in the timeline. I'm just using random clips as usual because it doesn't matter what the media is. You just have to know the tool. So let's say, hypothetically, I have a couple takes that I like. I like this take, so I make an in, hit I make it out, hit O. I like this take, but I also like this take. So I make an in, and I make an out. But I also maybe like this take, and I'm just not sure. So I make an in, and I make an out. So now I have all these three clips with marks in them that I might like. So I'm going to click the first one, hold down the Command key, click the second one while still holding the Command key, click the third one. Then I'm going to go to the top menu, Clip, and I'm going to say Audition, I'm going to say Create. So now you can see that this clip here has this little spotlight icon on it, okay? So let's put that in the timeline. I'm going to put it actually in the middle so that you can see the edge of it, otherwise I'll get cut off the screen here. So now you see the spotlight icon in the clip. And if I click it, I can see that I have the other shots also here, and you can see that they just switch out. And when I'm done, I can just leave it like that on the timeline. So by clicking this little spotlight icon, you get the option to switch out the clips that you chose as your other audition clips. So here I built another random timeline. And let's say now that I have this take here of B-roll in New York City here. And I'm not sure which take I want. So if I go to my B-roll here, and I think I want from here to here to be the B-roll, I make an in and out. And this is already highlighted, so I can go to Clip on the top menu, Audition, Add to Audition. Okay, so it adds it to this clip. So now when I hit this icon, I see that I have those two clips there that I can just switch through without having to edit them back from the browser. So this can be like super handy. So again, if I have my A roll here, my main track, and I want to put different takes in there, so I can go here and let's say randomly I want from here to be the take that I want to maybe swap it out with. So this is highlighted in the timeline, this is highlighted in the browser. And I go to Clip, Audition, Add to Audition. You can see that little icon shows up here, the little spotlight. And if I click it, I now have those two takes in that clip that I can just go back and forth. So that can be like super handy. And there's more. Let's say that I have this clip here, and I'm going to make my timeline a little bigger. And I want to try an effect on it that I'm not sure I would like, or that the client might like. So here I can click on the clip, go to Clip on the top menu, go to Audition, and say Duplicate as Audition. So it's going to duplicate this clip here. You can see that the spotlight showed up. I click it, and I get the two clips. They are the same right now because they're duplicates. But let's say that I want to drop an effect on here. So let's go to our effect palette here. And I'll just grab a 50s TV effect, and I'll drop that in. Okay. So now I have the 50s TV effect in there, and of course I can adjust it, however I want, 50s TV effect. But I also have the original, so I can quickly say, do I like this, or I can click the spotlight, or do I like the original clip? And even if you do a move on one clip, like let's say I want to duplicate it again, okay, so I go to the little spotlight, I say duplicate this again. Okay, and now I want to do a move on it. Okay, so I go to the transform tool and decide I want to do a zoom on this one. So I click the transform and I click the keyframe and I pull the playhead up and I'm going to make this zoom in. Okay, so I zoomed in quite a bit and that's what that's going to do. So now if I say, well, I don't like that, I can hit the spotlight and go back to my original picture, which doesn't have the zoom, and say done. So it's a really quick way that you can have different shots already in the timeline so that you can switch them out to see how they look, or show a client different versions of a different shot. Another thing is if you are on the top track here, let's say I have some B-roll here, and I'll make that even shorter so I can show you something, and I'll put this clip in here. So here I have a clip and I want to add some alternate shots to it. So I'm going to click this, and just randomly these shots. And I'm going to say add to audition. I'm going to go to clip on the top menu, audition, add to audition. So now I have all these clips here and I can switch them out. And you can see how the clip on the bottom is pushing out the clip on the top and pushes it up. If you don't want it to do that, and I showed this in the last video, is just make a storyline. So basically, if you make a storyline, it's going to push the clip over, just like in the storyline on the main track. So if I pull this back here and I say make a storyline, now when I go to the audition and I change the clip, see, it just pushes it out, it doesn't push it above. So when you're ready to finalize your shot in your audition and you want to keep a certain B-roll, say I want this one to be my final shot, client approved it, I can click the clip itself and go to clip and go to audition and say finalize audition. And then it takes all the other clips out of the clip and just leaves you with the one that was up on the timeline. So I hope that explains a little bit more about Audition that you didn't know about, and that maybe that can really help you in your editing. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you. Subscribe or like if you want. See you next time.